on Elon Local News.
Police take a suspect into custody for a connection with the New York and New Jersey bombings. We spoke to an Elon alumna and a current Elon student in New York.
A celebration of an iconic Burlington ride. We check out the festival that brought out one reporter's inner child.
September's Hispanic Heritage Month. We find out how students are celebrating on campus.
All that and more.
Elon Local News starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Perry Elliott Durrani.
And I'm Maya Eklund. We begin tonight with the latest results from the Elon Poll.
Governor Pat McCrory has a narrow lead over Attorney General Roy Cooper. McCrory is in front of Cooper 49 to 46% among likely voters. Back in the spring, Cooper had a 6-point lead in the Elon Poll. While both Cooper and McCrory are popular within their own parties, McCrory is winning 60% of the independent vote. And meanwhile, in the U.S. Senate race between Republican incumbent Richard Burr and Democratic challenger Deborah Ross, Ross leads Burr by 44 to 43%. That's only 1% among likely voters. In the April Elon poll, Ross was trailing Burr by 4%.
The poll also asked voters about their views on House Bill 2, the law which includes a provision that requires people to use the public bathroom in North Carolina that matches the gender on their birth certificate. Nearly half of likely North Carolina voters oppose HB 2, while more than 1/3 say that they support the law. This is the first survey from the Elon poll this fall. Results on voter opinion about presidential candidates will be released tomorrow. For a full breakdown of the polling, pick up a copy of The Pendulum this Wednesday.
The suspect connected to the New York and the New Jersey bombings this weekend, Ahmad Khan Rahami, is in police custody after a shootout in New Jersey. 29 people were injured there when a homemade bomb went off in New York City Saturday. Police say a similar device was found 4 blocks away but did not go off.
In New Jersey, a bomb went off at a charity run on Saturday, and on Sunday night, 5 pipe bombs were found in a backpack near a train station. No one was injured in the New Jersey incidents. Elon class of 2015 alumna Katie Marighi walked through the scene in Chelsea on her way home, about 15 minutes after the device went off. She says initially she had no idea what happened and found out the news through social media.
I was like, oh, this is weird. Like, I wonder what it's like blocked off for. I thought they might be like filming something. And then I pulled up Twitter and started seeing tweets that were like, hey, everyone in New York, stay safe. I was like, wait, stay safe from what? And then kind of figured out from there what was going on.
New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio says the police presence will be larger than ever in the city this week. Junior Will Kahn, who is in the Elon in New York program, has already felt the added law enforcement even before the attacks.
I feel safe. I feel safer that the police are around more. And I mean, it's not something you can really worry about if you're living here, you know, because, I mean, keep in the back of your mind, be safe, but like, you know, you have to go places and be outside, and so.
Mark Dahlhaus, director of Study USA, says no Elon students were harmed and they are following the city's safety protocol. The incidents are being investigated as potential acts of terror.
Filling up your gas tank soon might be a good idea since gas prices are currently on the rise after a pipeline leak in Alabama. Our Paige Barroso has more on where you can save and where you can even still get gas.
That's right, Perry. This weekend, a pipeline delivering gasoline to 50 million people on the East Coast ruptured, spilling 250,000 gallons in Alabama. And we can already see the effects of this in our gasoline prices right here at our local Kangaroo gas station. They are completely out of regular gas as of yesterday, and the price for premium is $2.37. Now, if you're looking for the cheapest gas, you may want to stay away from campus. The Shell on Webb Avenue towards downtown Burlington is $2.19 for regular gas, along with the Citgo on the corner of South Williamson and South Church Street. These are the cheapest options available under 5 minutes away. And right across the street from the Citgo is another Shell station that is closed. The most expensive gas in the area is the Citgo pit stop on Haggard and will cost you $2.35 for regular gas. Only half of their tanks are currently open. Now, the line is currently being fixed and there's a temporary state of emergency allowing trucks transporting gasoline to bypass state regulations for weight and size so they can deliver gasoline to the areas in need. But to save gas right now, try to carpool with friends and stick to dinner locations closer to campus. Reporting in studio, Paige Peroso, Elon Local News.
With 50 days until Election Day, Donald Trump is returning to North Carolina tomorrow. He will be at High Point University at noon and then travels to Kenansville to speak at 5 p.m.
Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton will be in the Northeast on Tuesday. She'll speak at an organizing rally at Temple University in Philadelphia. That's 2 months after accepting the Democratic nomination in July. And with election just around the corner, a lot of focus has been placed on the health of both major party presidential candidates. I took a look at why voters care.
Last Sunday, this video emerged of Hillary Clinton stumbling into her car after feeling faint. We found out later she had pneumonia, a minor viral condition, but it seemed to spark a national conversation on the health of our presidential candidates.
When we think about our political leaders, we almost have an expectation that this person will be superhuman.
Dr. Franzese specializes in medical sociology and tells me this concern with candidate health isn't really surprising.
So if we are perceived as having a leader who's weak, a leader who's sick, that by proxy, that view will extend to how our country is perceived. So if we have a sick leader, we'll be perceived as a country that's not well, that's not strong.
University physician Dr. Archinal also isn't surprised, but argues that with Hillary and Trump, health, at least for now, is a non-issue.
I think we forget what the health of past presidents has been.
She points me to cases like Woodrow Wilson, who had a stroke, FDR, who had polio, and John F. Kennedy, who had Addison's disease.
Was he less effective as a president because he had Addison's disease? Absolutely not. Would it have counted against him in the voters' eyes? Quite probably, because people wouldn't understand what it was.
With Election Day drawing closer, Archinal tells me it's time to move on.
Unless somebody has a progressive cognitive issue or a potentially progressive cancer. Those are the two disqualifiers that, as a physician, I would see. Everything else makes no difference. We have good health care. They have better health care coverage than any of us.
But that's a story for another day. Perielia Durrani, Elon Local News.
Clinton, Trump, Mike Pence, and Tim Kaine have all publicly released health records following Clinton's pneumonia diagnosis.
Here on campus, Elon Votes will have a table at College Coffee tomorrow. Students can stop by to learn more about the voting process, how to register, or cast an absentee ballot. The information table is just one of a series of programs designed to enhance civic engagement efforts on campus. The organization hopes to make all college students more knowledgeable about the voting process. For more information about registering or casting an absentee ballot, visit the table or go to www.elon.edu/vote.
The Elon Political Forum will host Sue Gouge, the 4th District North Carolina Republican candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives. The event will be held on Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the Lakeside 214. Gouge is a Republican originally from China and believes the U.S. government needs to promote entrepreneurial activity through lowering taxes. The event is co-sponsored by the College Republicans. There will be a moderator as well as audience questions at the event.
Back on campus, the Sigma 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 house in the Loy Center was broken into last Saturday, according to a report from Elon Campus Police. 7 Apple MacBook computers, all belonging to students, had water damage in the incident, totaling over $7,000. The investigations of the incident are ongoing, and we will have more as the story develops.
Bringing people to downtown Burlington with beer. How this local event is bringing visitors from all over the state.
And it's the biggest event in Burlington. We check out a local tradition honoring a classic children's ride. Elon will be hosting its annual Job and Internship Expo in Alumni Gym tomorrow afternoon. The event runs from 2 to 5:30 p.m. and employers from a variety of fields will attend. Companies including CBS, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Lenovo are all looking for Elon students to apply for internships and jobs. Attire for the expo is business casual, and be sure to bring a resume and business cards with you to really make an impression. There will also be a Snapchat geo filter for the event. If you send a picture with it to careerservices@elon.edu, you'll be entered to win an Oak House gift card.
Well, I don't know about you, but I got soaked on the way to class today.
Yeah, and it's also really hard to decide what shoes to wear when it's also hot but raining. So our Paul LeBlanc has our webcast.
Thanks, Perry and Maya. Well, it looks like the weather today is unfortunately not going to be an isolated incident. Here's the breakdown. Today's scattered thunderstorms will continue into tonight, followed by some light showers overnight with temps in the high 60s. Tomorrow, we're looking at a high of 85 with lows in the mid-60s. You can expect a cloudy morning and some scattered thunderstorms throughout the afternoon. Wednesday looks to be the nicest day of the week with some scattered clouds, but highs of 85 and a low chance of precipitation. So if you're looking to go for a jog this week or just take some time outside, Wednesday is going to be your day. Thursday and Friday, we are back to thunderstorms with highs in the low 80s and lows in the mid-60s. With your weather forecast, I'm Paul LeBlanc. Perry and Maya, back to you.
Thanks, Paul.
This past week in Burlington held its annual Co-hops Festival, an event that connects local breweries to the community. Our Kay McKay has more.
Saturday afternoon, downtown Burlington welcomed residents from around the Triad for the 5th annual Co-hops Beer Festival, a beer tasting event put on by the Burlington Food Co-op. For $30, visitors were able to experience unlimited tastings from 17 North Carolina breweries, including Alamance County's Haw River Farmhouse Ales. For Holly Spring Carolina Brewing Company employee John Swiniger, Co-hops is one of his favorite events of the year.
We were here last year. It's a great event. A lot of nice people out, tasted a lot of wonderful local North Carolina beer.
Burlington Mayor Ian Baltutis says Co-hops is a great event to introduce people to Burlington.
We've seen this festival grow year after year and bring new people to explore our wonderful downtown.
Using the power of social media, Co-op's Facebook page for the event attracted a large number of out-of-town North Carolinians to venture to downtown Burlington. Greensboro resident Meredith Viger says while she's never been to downtown Burlington before this event, she could see herself coming back.
Greensboro's been expanding a lot with expanding their downtown with the indie markets and some downtown events, and I think Burlington could benefit a lot from doing some of the same things.
It's events like these that help turn downtown Burlington from a neighborhood location to a statewide destination.
As our downtown continues to grow and add more businesses and add more activities for people, we'll continue to see this festival grow. I would love for us to outgrow this parking lot, which I think we're just about to do.
Participants left the event with custom six-packs from their favorite breweries of the day. A great way to remember the event in downtown Burlington. Kay McKay, Elon Local News.
And another event in Burlington this weekend, but one that'll take you back all the way to your childhood. Kaylee Tracy tells us about this ride that drew tens of thousands to the city this weekend.
Balloons, sand art, and feet tapping to the music. The young, old, and four-legged friends came out to Burlington's 29th Carousel Festival in City Park Saturday and Sunday. But the longest line at the festival, for the carousel, of course.
I felt like I was reliving my childhood dream.
Strollers sat parked as people shuffled closer, hopped on their favorite animal, posed for a picture, and with the ring of the bell, the carousel took another lap around.
Was it exciting? Yes! Now it was great music!
Burlington Public Information Specialist Morgan Lassiter says the festival was created to celebrate the Burlington's Denzel Carousel, one of just 14 in the U.S. It's Burlington's biggest event, drawing between 10 to 15,000 people.
It does help us bring Burlington out to our regional market and let people come in here and see what we have to offer as a city, that it's not just a small town.
Elon Jr. Kristen Curry rode the carousel, but says the event is about more than the food, the face painting, the vendors, and the free ride.
I think it's really important to, as an Elon student, come out to these events and really engage with the community, because we are living here for 4 years, so I think it's a really good way to bring people here that wouldn't normally be out in the community.
Kaylee Tracy, Elon Local News.
Now, if you didn't get a chance to get out to the city park this year, don't worry. Morgan says the city is planning an even bigger festival for the 30th anniversary next year.
September's Hispanic Heritage Month, we check out the celebrations happening on Elon's campus.
And if you are planning to park near McEwen these next few weeks, you may be out of luck. Find out why after the break. A heads up, if you park near the School of Communications in the next few weeks, the town of Elon says the 4 spaces along the wall of North Williamson Avenue will be closed from 6 a.m. to noon on September 27th, October 3rd, and October 10th as the crew deliver furniture for the school.
El Centro and other organizations are celebrating the contributions of Hispanic and Latinos during Hispanic Heritage Month. I spoke with some people celebrating this month. Assistant Director of El Centro de Español, Diana Perto-Vina, says celebrating Hispanic culture is vital for the Elon community.
It's important to have this type of events because we want students to be globally engaged, we want students to be global citizens, and with this type of events we bring a little bit of the community and the culture of these countries to Elon, so students are able to learn not only about the language but also about the culture and the traditions and the heritage.
While there are many differences between Hispanic countries, she says there are certain activities uniting them together.
Food is a big part of the culture. So families get together, we cook a lot. So I think part of the culture goes through the food.
At the Independence Day celebration, Regina Mendoza proudly shows her heritage and introduces students to traditional foods.
I was born in Mexico. My Mexican-American culture is, it's me. It's what makes me me. So I think it's really important for people to really understand me. They need to understand my culture, or at least accept it, learn some things about it.
Students like Mendoza want to be inclusive and welcoming to all students who want to know about their culture, regardless of their background. Maya Eaglin, Elon Local News. There will be events at El Centro all month long to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Latin Soccer Night on September 23rd will feature Spanish announcements and traditional Hispanic and Latino sports celebrations. La Habana Night 2 at Tap House will feature traditional Spanish music and dancing for students on October 7th. And on September 13th, there will be a screening of the documentary Before God, We Are All Family. The director of the movie, Lisbeth Melendez, will be at the event. For a full list of events, check out our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
Pick up a copy of The Pendulum for more coverage about Hispanic Heritage Month and the NPHC Week.
We spoke to Elon's athletic director about Elon's new partnership with Under Armour.
North Carolina's controversial House Bill 2 is back in the news this week as the NCAA and ACC pulled out championship events from the state. Among the events affected are the first and second rounds of the NCAA men's basketball tournament in Greensboro and the ACC football championship here in Charlotte. HB 2, otherwise known as the bathroom bill, requires transgender people to use the bathroom of the sexual orientation on their birth certificate. That doesn't include biological sex or gender identity on a list of protected classes, making it legal to discriminate against members of the LGBTQIA community.
Each week, a group of 20 students travel 30 minutes from Elon to Rosewood Farm in Mebane. Over the last several years, the Elon equestrian team has competed against schools like Wake Forest and High Point. But this semester, they enter a new division. Sophomore Madeline Pierce says she is thankful for this group of friends.
So the team means everything to me. It's how I really decided that I wanted to come to Elon. It's where my friends are, and having these relationships with animals that can't understand you is something that is really, really special.
This semester, the equestrian team will compete in 5 shows. The first will be in 2 weeks at St. Andrews University in Laneburg, North Carolina.
The Elon University football team picked up its first win of the season. Kicker John Gallagher made 4 field goals as the Phoenix beat Fayetteville State 26-3. The defense turned a strong effort, grabbing 2 interceptions and forcing a fumble. Next week, the Phoenix travels to Williamsburg to take on William and Mary.
We're a month into the fall sports season, and most Elon fans have noticed a big difference with the Phoenix. They are outfitted in Under Armour gear. Our Alex Simon sat down with Director of Athletics Dave Blank to discuss the transition from Nike to Under Armour.
Since Elon became an Under Armour school July 1st, Director of Athletics Dave Blank says the relationship between the school and the company has been great.
They've been outstanding getting equipment that we've needed, and I would give it an A right now. The relationship's been really well.
But the move to Under Armour hasn't been perfect. Blank describes some of the issues as gentle hiccups.
In trying to take your time to get everything right, obviously you're making a wholesale change. So sizes don't always match up. Equipment doesn't always match up what you're used to having. So we've had some of those things.
The men's soccer and volleyball teams have had the biggest issues. According to Elon, Under Armour does not make volleyball shoes, so the team is wearing different shoes. Under Armour does make soccer cleats, but much of the team is not currently wearing them. According to Blank, it's because many players need orthotics, but the insole of the Under Armour cleats can't come out, something that the two sides are working on right now.
Everything we're doing with this transition is in communication with Under Armour, so they know exactly what's going on.
Blank hopes the transition will only take 1 year before full implementation.
I can't gauge a spring sport in the fall.
And while some in the athletic department have been worried about the transition period, Blank says all is well.
There's no reason for anybody to worry about anything on this because we are working so well with Under Armour. It's not like there's an agenda or something to hide. I don't get that sense from anybody, even from our student athletes. I think they all feel like the product is going to be great.
Alex Simon, Elon Local News.
For more on Elon's deal with Under Armour and other Elon sports news, pick up a copy of The Pendulum on Wednesday.
And that's all we have for you tonight.
For all the news you need to know when we're off the air, check out elonnewsnetwork.com.
And you can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Elon News Network.
From all of us here at ELN, have a great night.